What's up, guys? Mr. Sunweave out here, and I just started playing UU today, and you can see where we got, but let me show you how we got there, Let's instant replay this bitch. I start off with Dark Knight, because of course you gotta start off with Batman. I'm gonna taunt him, be like, hey, no stealth rocks today, little boy. Take your team out. Restart. Restart with me. I poisoned him. This is gonna come into effect later in the match. But let's go. It's a weed plant, bro. You're not gonna hurt it. Weed's good for you. Just embrace it, dog. And I do some pretty dumb stuff here later, and I get the special attack drop. But then he toxics me, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? He poisoned my weed. What the fudge? What am I gonna do? Aromatherapy, which is just smoking more weed. And then he brings back in his Dawn fan. I bring out face fuck, but he goes for the earthquake. I thought he was gonna try to set up his rocks. I was just gonna earthquake him, but I'm like, oops, okay, Electros, come on in. He ice shards. You're gonna see this a couple times in the match. I Giga Drain and bring him down to 17%, but then it's got that life for it, whatever. He stealth rocks here. I'm like, you're so annoying. Of course, I Giga Drain his for just playing it safe, But that doesn't work, so I switch on out into my weed plant. It's my go-to thing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, I wanted to pass a wish to my aggron, honestly. But then I saw this. I was like, wait, what the fuck is he doing? I was like, there's no way. Then he superpowers me. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what he thought would happen in that situation. I just didn't know what he was going for there. Then I catch my own wish, It's like passing to them. Then he's going to go for Earthquake, right? And he goes, it's just like, dang. Like, I ain't Don fan, you little bastard. I do this to get a little leftover damage, a little leftovers back, But then I just switch out anyway. Electros, honestly, I probably should have gone straight into my him on top and just got rid of those rocks. But I feel like getting rid of the rocks before you get rid of that thing is almost pointless. And I predict his Houndoom and get him with a superpower. And I was so pumped after this. I was like, man, I can't lose after this. There's no way. He brings his Porygon. Honestly, should just stayed in and fucking superpowered him too. But, whatever you gotta do. He try attacks me and I come back, laying down in the Sakaka. He's like, I rapid spin his wheezing. And I was like, whoa, 3-hole damage? Man. He's like, hit him on top packing the power. But then I switch out. I go into the Dark Knight. He burns me, and that kind of made me mad. But what else does wheezing do, right? I go into it's a weed plant. And this, I don't understand what was going on here. He just kept stockpiling. Throughout a wish, and he sledge bombed me. I've completely forgot. It was a fucking. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. I was like, I need to get a wish passed off. Just need to get a wish passed off. Then I was like, hey, he's gonna stockpile eventually, right? And I just had to predict it. That's what I was waiting for. This is pretty much just. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I'm like, okay, this is when he's doing the stockpile. But then I always thought you couldn't stockpile past a certain point. But this dude doesn't get that, I guess. You see he burns. Then I'm like, let's do this. Aggron. And he stockpiles. And I was like, he's up at 3. I think this is where it stops though. 3? I don't remember when it stops, but then he burns my face fuck. But I thunderwave him, just to be a douche. It's a good douchebag. That's all the only reason I did it, just to be a douche. And then he stockpiles and it fails. So I guess, it is 3. And I was like, oh. He's like, I forgot. And then he just switches out. So I just used aromatherapy on the switch. And I was like, I'm not playing your games, little boy. Not playing your games. Go in Electros and he ice shard. No, he earthquake this time. See, usually he predict that twice, I think. Then I Giga Drained and I was like, man, that did halfway decent damage, true. And well, not really, but it did 20. So I was like, what will a flamethrower do? It does 50. And I'm just doing math in my head, and I remembered I'm terrible at math. What am I doing? Then he poisons my Electros. This is where the most unforgivable thing in the world. Then I bring in my buff. This is a dude lifts weights with me. This man, I know he's strong. I was like, might as well just send him in there. I was like, earthquake, not risking it. Go, Dark Knight. It's Batman. You know what's your earthquakes on Batman. But then freaking Ice Shard, I'm like, oh, alright. Toxic. Here you go. But we're just playing a game here. It's a game. Bird, I just don't care about this. I'm just like, man, if I lose this still, it's just not a good day. Then I think this is where I go for a roost, honestly. Yeah, I think this is where I went for the roost. Yeah. And then this is where things get real. How to be real. How to be real. How to be real. I taunt him because he's dying. There's no reason for that taunt. I was just being a douche. I want the toxic damage to take him out. That's still a kill. And then here it comes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take this dude out right now. No, 5%. Alright. Porygon 2 is pretty stacked. Whatever. You're a thick dude. Whatever. And you go down to toxic anyway. Suck it, jabroni. And then Flora just comes out. And there's no need for this here. I just wanted to get rid of the rock so my weightlifting partner could, just do the rest of the work here. And this is me sending in Darmanitan. I was like, Wish, oh no. So I rock slide, because honestly I thought he was going to protect, because, Wish, protect, get that back. He has Citrus Berry, I don't think. And I was like, alright, since he didn't protect there, he probably doesn't have it. So catch his Flare Blitz and the game's over. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, retweet the shit out of this. Do something. Anyway, hope you guys had some fun watching, but I'm out of here.